Muscle does not weigh more than fat. I'm Ashley Broder, your personal fitness, lifestyle, and health coach. This is something that I hear a lot from people who are struggling because the scale isn't moving or it's not moving as much as they think it should, and they explain it away by saying, well, muscle weighs more than fat, when in fact, it does not. Because how much does 1 pound of muscle weigh? 1 pound. How much does 1 pound of fat weigh? 1 pound. They weigh exactly the same. The difference is the function of muscle and fat in the body and how much space muscle and fat take up in the body. Muscle takes up less space than fat. If you think about two men, for example, both 5'10" and both weigh 200 pounds, let's say. One of them is a bodybuilder. He has a lot of muscle and very little body fat. The other one doesn't exercise, has very little muscle, sits on the couch all day and eats donuts, has very high body fat. We can picture those two bodies in our heads, and we know that they look totally different. They wear different size clothes. They function differently. And probably to those two men feels very differently too, because the function of muscle and fat inside the body is very different. Muscle helps to boost our metabolism, helps us, get stronger, feel better, more mobile. Fat is going to weigh us down, literally and figuratively, and it's going to produce all kinds of problems inside the body in terms of metabolic disorders or whatever else might come along, any comorbidities to obesity that we don't want in our lives. Now, where people get hung up on this when they're not seeing the scale moving is because they are gaining muscle and they are losing fat, which is why the scale isn't always the best indicator as far as whether or not you're making progress. However, if you do have a lot of body fat to lose, your scale should be moving. For example, if you have, let's say, 50, 60 pounds of fat, excess fat on your body, there's no way that you're gaining 50 or 60 pounds of muscle comparable enough that your scale would not move. In realistic terms, I would say if you're brand new to exercise, maybe you gain between 5 and 10 pounds of muscle in an entire year. Obviously, that's going to vary between men and women, your body type and everything. I'm just shooting some numbers out of the dark here. If you've been exercising for a long time and your workouts have not changed that much, the muscle gain is going to be a lot slower. So my point of this is the scale not moving is not necessarily indicative of you gaining as much muscle as fat loss, because they're not usually equal if you have a lot of extra fat on your body. If you don't have a lot of extra fat and you're not seeing the scale moving, but you feel totally different, your clothes feel different, and you feel good, then chances are there are a lot of body composition changes happening inside your body. So if you feel like the scale is not helping you out very much, I very much would recommend trying like an in-body scan so you can get those variables within your body composition measured, and that might help direct you a little bit better, get a little bit more motivated that you're making positive changes inside your body. Hope that helps. Have a great day.